Welcome to another one of our Darker Days Radio deep dives, and we are continuing this is the last episode of the deep dive into Imperium Maledictum. So I'm one of the regular hosts, Chris, and I'm joined by Mike.
Hey, how we doing?
And joined by Chig.
Evening, everybody.
And we're joined by Crystal.
Hello.
And unfortunately, David's not with us today, so we'll be continuing on. We'll be one character down, but I mean, for the game that this is, that's not really a big problem. Right, we're pretty much ready to get into this. A little bit of information up front. First of all, I want to say because we're on video and I've got books and stuff here. So because I've been put up the interviews for Realm of Fire up onto the YouTube as well. So if people want to get hold of Tommy Sewell's book, that is it. That is The Art of, and has absolutely fantastic painting guides and examples of his work. Literally the theory of how you apply paint to miniatures and how you use your brush. You will not see this in other books anywhere. It is literally the physics of how paintbrushes work, with some great, just conversations about technique. So that's cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
Let's get that out of the way. And then let's think. Any other things we should mention? I think that's it, actually. I can't think of anything else interesting. We're slowly getting all the episodes, all the past Darker Days Radio episodes up onto YouTube. There's like another 150, 160 odd to go up since we used to do it, and then we forgot about it, and now we're catching up. But they will all go up there.
So a lot of the more recent episodes have been going up. I'm thinking maybe it would be good to do maybe a throwback Thursday kind of thing, where you just put up the really old episodes on Thursdays, that sort of thing. I think it could be good, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's basically our kind of housekeeping, as it were, which brings us into playing the scenario. So yes, this is Imperium Maledictum, and this is one of it's not the intro scenario from the starter set, which is still to ship. I don't know when that's coming out quite yet, so I don't know. Some upfront content warnings. It's 40k, so there's going to be overt fascism because it's the Imperium and they're horrible people. So some of the NPCs are going to be quite grim in that sense. There is also going to be body horror. We might get, it depends on how far we get through the scenario in this actual play. We're not going to play through all of it, which in some respects is maybe good for those watching, because then there's no spoilers in that sense. And there is, because of the nature of the adventure, there is references to drug use and, just the general Imperium. It's a horrible place. If you're used to 40k, used to Warhammer, you know what to expect. It's dystopian nightmare sci-fi. Cool. With that out of the way, we can get started. And one last thing to get started before we get started. At the very start of this scenario, it makes an assumption that your group of characters are a cadre working for a inquisitor, investigating the point of the scenario, going through the scenario, performing the investigation. But they do have a box out for other patrons. So there are guides to how to alter the scenario to incorporate anything you want. So with that out the way, we can get started properly. So I have to do a lot of on-the-fly thinking of how I'm going to modify this for you're not members of the Inquisition, you are members of a crime syndicate. Good. Okay. So you're currently aboard a cargo carrier that is descending in a rather rough ride down to the surface of the planet of Vol, and to the primary hive city there, known as Rockarth. What you can see from the dirty windows as this vehicle is shuddering through the atmosphere is the planet is pretty grim looking. You can't really see much. It's cloaked in smog. There's a busy spaceport that you can make out above in orbit, and then piercing through the clouds into the high atmosphere are the kind of like spines of various hive cities, some smaller than others, and of course the largest of these is the hive city of Rockarth. What you know of this world and why the planet is so grisly and dangerous is that it is covered in corrosive rains, acidic slurry. It's dangerous to travel. If you do travel anywhere, you have to wear, protective clothing. And other than the hive cities, which are, gargantuan centers of commerce and manufacturing arms and so forth, the surface of the planet is devoted to the native algae crops that refine the acids in the world in order to make the various petrochemicals and minerals required for munitions and medical supplies. All, of course, which is tithed to the Imperium to keep the war engine going. So yeah, hold on to your lunch as this spaceship, this lander, is screaming through the atmosphere. You feel your stomach's lurch as the air brakes kick in. And yeah, there's mostly someone vomiting up into a paper bag as you go. And there's the grinding of metal upon metal as the landing gears are prepared for the vehicle. The lighting, what lighting there is in the cargo bay, which is given over to passengers, goes from a grim kind of, let's just say it's a piss-coloured yellow kind of lamps, just goes pure red to warn that they're about to land. People rush to their seats to kind of strap themselves in. And with a bit of a thump and the groaning of engines, the lander lands in the spaceport of Hive City Rockarth in what is known as the Mud Gate. So this is the main spaceport, which has transport links to almost every level of the Hive City, even down into the deep bowels of the Hive. Of course, while you've been in this journey, one of you has a data slate.
I don't think I took one. Let me check my character sheet real fast.
You mostly do.
I do have data slate. I do, yes.
I'll say I do not.
Yeah. Okay, so Mike, your character, you have a data slate, and upon it was encrypted and is still encrypted unless you use the decryption ring that you have as member of this syndicate, is a message from your patron.
Right. Okay, what did Scythia send to us?
Yes, it says, my agents, you are heading to Rockarth on the planet of Vol. It's a dangerous world, and you are there to find out more about a biochemical substance in circulation within the hive. I believe it is some sort of narcotic known as gratis. I want you to find out the source of this narcotic, and if possible, make you bring into the fold the organization that is using it on Vol, so that we may leverage it for my own goals. Of course, if you suspect that there is any dangers related to gratis and other other factions that may make use of it for their own purposes, I trust you will take the right action and eliminate them and the narcotic production plant.
Excellent. Okay. So as we're getting off from the transporter, I'm going to discreetly motion to my compatriots here, Genevieve and Quentin, that we go off to a quiet corner, away from any servitors or anyone as well that could be listening, or any listening devices. And I start to explain to them, particularly motioning towards Genevieve, who I think is our hive ganger of the group, and infractionist. So I think, Genevieve, have you heard of this gratis substance before?
Is this something new, like, or has this been around?
This is something new. You've
Very
heard of
new?
other things.
Okay.
You've heard of other narcotics on other worlds. You've heard whispers of something known as gas, which comes from Necromunda, but you've never heard of gratis. This seems something recent, something new.
Okay.
Plus, I've world before.
Yeah, I like. There are a lot of drugs that I know about. This is not one of them. I've never heard of this one before.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we're brand new to this planet. I'm not sure if either of you have been here before. I haven't, at least not recently, and I'm not sure if I have any contacts. We're going to need to probably go down into the Underhive or someplace else and start asking questions. I know that's dangerous. What do you two think?
I think I've been in more dangerous situations in the Underhive. I'm ready to go.
There is some appendices to the message, which are very short and to the point. So, the Mudgate is also where reports of gratis have been reports of it being trafficked. So the local enforcers, known as the Vigilites, have obviously taken in gangers and hive workers who have been trafficking this drug or being users of it. There is also, more disturbingly, maybe there has been a report which has come to your patrons' notice that a noble known as Vidame Gulla has been taken into the Cathedral of Obligatory Modesty, so to recuperate from taking gratis. Finally, of use to you, there is a safe house that which your patron maintains, called the Thaler Hostelry. Hostelry, not hostelry. Hostelry. There is a code phrase in order to identify yourself as members of the syndicate, which is "All hail the martyrs." The response should be, "On their blood is our Imperium founded."
So wait,
Then,
do we
you should identify yourselves with "All hail the martyrs." Their response should be, "On their blood is the Imperium founded," and then you should finally also respond with, "In their remembrance do we honor ourselves."
got it.
So yeah, basically it's a safe house. There's food, somewhere to rest, supplies, medical supplies, limited ammunition, but make use of it as you see fit.
What was that last phrase again?
In their remembrance do we honor ourselves. Okay, so having had your discussions about the nature of gratis and about what you know of the world, you've already joined one of the many snaking queues that are leading through one of the checkpoints to get from the dock to the main transport hub. And as you're doing so, there are numerous people obviously going about, waiting nervously to pass the checkpoint. So how about you make a awareness check? So that's awareness sight, and at -10 to see if what you know about the mug. Alternatively, you can observe those around you and use perform a challenging. So there's no modifier on your roll. Intuition, and you're either looking at humans or surroundings test to guess who might be smuggling gratis within the transport hub.
Quentin will be watching all of the people as they come and go, make sure that none of them are obviously corrupted and horrible people that need to be killed on sight. So on his intuition roll, he succeeded by 5 points, rolling a 33 on a 38.
Would this be an opportunity for me to use my read lips talent?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. What does that give me?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it lets you read what they're saying.
I know, but I'm looking to see if there's a
A mechanical thing. Yeah.
Read lips.
Even if you can't hear someone talk, you can understand what they're saying by reading their lips.
So long as you notice people who might be doing something, suspicious, and you can read their lips and understand what they're up to.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, can I make a suggestion, actually? So I rolled as Arissa awareness, and I got an 11 for my roll. That's with a D100 against a roll of 30. So that gives me 1 success level, actually. So I think I might notice someone, and perhaps I could point out to Genevieve, like, hey, they're doing something shady over there. Maybe read their lips, because I know you're good at that. Does that sound good, Crystal?
Yeah, that would absolutely sound good.
I actually think that's 2 success levels because it's the difference in the tens unit.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I thought you needed complete.
No,
20,
no.
Okay.
You just look at the
I'll take
tens.
Okay, I will take that. So, do you want me to roll awareness then?
Yes.
Okay. Is it still the -10?
Let's ignore the -10 now. You've been directed by Arissa on who to pay attention to.
Okay. So I got a 34, and my awareness is 36.
Oh, so you just pass. Okay, good.
I just passed.
Good. So you've passed with no success levels. So it's considered as a marginal success. So it's a yes, but okay, good. Okay, let's go with that then. So yes, there are signs of people performing illicit trading and passing things to others. There are clearly people are trying to sneak off to places where there are smugglers who seem to know ways around the checkpoints, clearly using you would imagine if it's a hole in a fence or it's a doorway or portal into a pipe network that people aren't aware of, and obviously the enforcers, due to the mass of people they have to process, are unable to keep constant to watch constantly and check for. You can see that some are wearing what looks like kind of ragged, kind of noble clothing, or at least it looks like that. And as you're looking around, you do spot someone, and for a brief moment, you can make out what they're saying. They seem to be talking about that if they want to get more, they need to find they need to find, and you can't make out fully the name, but something the Red, who's of the Valathi Knives. And then they spot you looking in their direction, and they're just like, take the creds off the persons. They give to them a small packet, and then they disappear back into through the door and lock it behind them.
Okay. Well, I got somewhat of a start.
Yeah, that's something. Maybe we should go to the safe house, and then we can pursue this further once we've got some of our gear.
Yep.
Some of our more illicit gear.
Yep, let's get through this checkpoint and play nice.
All of my gear is exceptionally licit. I take exception to the implication that I have anything illicit.
Well, Quentin, not all of us are ordained defenders of the Imperium.
True. I do
You've
consult with
got
listeners.
You've got some appropriate, documentation which will allow you to pass through. I think you're most probably masquerading as a ranking member of the Administratum, and you're a bodyguard bodyguards for Arissa. That's mostly the easiest thing to suggest. Anyway, the queue of citizens funnel through the checkpoint, overseen by the Vigilites in their carapace armor, watching them from gun towers, tracking them with combat shotguns and bolt guns. Some are moving down the queue, checking for any scum, any criminals that they should take in before they get to the checkpoint. And with them, some even one or two of the Vigilites are even leading on a leash a cyber mastiff, which growls as it sniffs the air for pheromones and other narcotics. At which point you hear one of the Vigilites. Yeah.
Oh, I just want to point out that the Vigilites, the enforcers here, are probably better equipped than Quentin has ever been.
Yeah.
Better armor, better weapons, robo-dogs.
Anyway, you hear coming from across across the portion of the spaceport that you're in, you hear a loud hailer amplifying the voice of a Vigilite. Stop that infractionist scum! And you can look in that direction, and you can all make a challenging reflexes dodge test.
Nope.
This is going to go well.
Not even going to need to look at my character sheet. Nope, I missed that.
Yeah, I'm complete failure.
Is that reflexes or dexterity?
It's reflexes.
Reflexes is based off of agility.
Oh, okay. I actually have a decent amount of reflexes, so I probably would actually. Let's see. Nope, I do not.
I like how the first set of rolls we all succeed, and now we're all failing.
Okay, so you've all failed. That just makes it easier for me. So one of you, I'm going to randomly decide which one. So Arissa, you turn, hearing the Vigilite roaring over the loud hailer, and a ragged-looking citizen sprinting towards you just smashes straight into you, and you both just go sprawling across the ceramite floor, knocking you both prone. The man there, picks himself up onto his feet and begins weeping. I'm innocent. Don't let them get me. And he gets up onto his feet, starts to pick up pace again and flee from you and the Vigilites, who are pushing their way through the crowd, who are you watching the long queues part as a Vigilite with lumen lamps on the shoulders, marching forward with a combat shotgun. Get here, scum! Right, what do you want to do? You have a few
Quentin
options.
will-
You can either help the Vigilite,
Quentin-
or do you want to help the smuggler, or just not get involved?
Quentin is going to pick Arissa up and put himself between her and the guy with the shotgun.
And you're dressed as... Do you still dress as a member of the Astra Militarum?
Of course. Not hiding that.
Right. So you're actually going to get in the way of the Vigilite. Okay, fine. Interesting. The Vigilite walks towards you. They've got a helm on, which has got like that's got built into it like what is it? Is it laurel leaves? That the Romans would wear.
Olive leaf.
Laurels, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Built it is molded into the helm. It's just a slit visor. Their armor is golden, but obviously looks golden for whatever finish it has, but it's obviously chipped and cracked and has a patina to it, and marches towards you holding their weapon and just looks you straight in the face. Get out of the way! You're impeding the Lex Imperialis and the Emperor's word.
Your actions have driven my charge into the ground. If you do not apologize immediately, I will take that from you and make you eat it. Apologize, then you can continue on with whatever little petty local issues you're dealing with.
The Vigilite, just uninterested in you, just pushes you to one side and just walks past, and begins keeps up the pace as you watch the scum, who is running off deeper into the past all the cargo containers and trying to find somewhere to hide amongst the landers and spacecraft.
But he does get away, right? I held him up that long, right?
Yeah, the smuggler, the scum does get away, or at least as far as you're aware. At which point, because you stood up to the Vigilite, another one approaches, a bit shorter, and wearing has attached to their armor a number of purity seals, and is, from the sound of their voice, is a woman. Upon the breastplate is the crest of House Castix, which is the imperial house of the hive world, and obviously in charge of the entire place. They approach you. Citizens, what makes you think you should impede the work of the Emperor's Vigilite enforcers here?
I believe that Arissa will step forward. My guard here, the guardsman, was simply protecting me, as I am here on official business for the Adeptus Administratum.
Show me your papers.
I produce the papers and also show my data slate, which has corresponding information.
Make a challenging rapport test, and you can use charm, deception, or inquiry. Whatever you feel you're good at.
I was on mute. Sorry, I made a deception roll, but it fails by 2 levels.
Fails by 2 levels. Okay, interesting. Yep. The Vigilite looks over the data slate and accompanying papers that you have for it. These. And which world do you say you? Which world did you say that you came from?
Macarius.
It's Macaria. Yeah, Macaria.
Macarius, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, citizen, it seems that I'm going to have to take you to one side. Your entire party must come with me. We have to process this fully. Something isn't quite adding up with your details here.
Absolutely, but I must remind you, as a member of the Adeptus Ministratum, you may not refer to me as citizen.
Quite so. Well, what is your actual role?
Primus Scribus.
Scrivener, then.
Yeah, Scrivener. Yes, I'm a Scrivener. I assume I've got some title, which is like some title which I must be referred to as, but it's like the lowest rank plausible.
Bartlebus.
Yeah.
Where is that? Oh, it's just an Amazon parcel I can leave on the back door. It's one of those days, isn't it? Okay, cool. You follow the Vigilite over to one of the processing desks, and there is other Vigilites there looking over people's papers, and she takes a seat and begins to start processing through your data to make sure the details match up with your transportation documents and who you're actually meant to be. What do you want to do?
As a member of the imperial bureaucracy, I think Arissa wants to just sit here and get through the bureaucratic stuff. However, I'm sure my compatriots have other ideas.
So I am just going to be a tiny little thorn in their side and use my Skulker ability to just stay out of their view of range.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough to just make them continually look for me. Okay. Not that I'm going anywhere, but just to make them annoyed. Not going to do anything else, though.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Quentin is going to talk shop with them about their equipment. He's very into their what they're wearing and their sidearms and those cyber dogs. They look pretty cool.
The enforcer working for this, for the one that's been speaking to you, refers to her. Captain Petronilla, I'm just beginning to process this, and I process these documents. I think the issue is that things are not up to date and require to be signed. You then watch as a skull built into the cogitator bank, which this enforcer is working upon, spools out reams and reams of paper with lots of text and apparently lots of places that need to be signed. This enforcer turns to Arissa. Adept Scrivener, I require you to sign these, and there are literally about 20 or 30 places that you need to sign and make copies of, and sign again, and stamp. And overall, this is going to take you about an hour to work through, to cross-check things, and so forth.
It would, but luckily my character has an auto quill, which will speed up the process a little bit.
Oh, excellent.
So as I sign things, it's kind of just copying my signature in different places.
it is absolutely tedious work, which obviously gives you a chance to speak to the enforcer or Petronilla as you're doing this this mundane work. So you can all, if you wish, you can try Chick, you could try rapport and either do charm or inquiry.
Bold of you to assume that I have any of that, but okay.
And the same with Crystal, whether
I'm
you're-
going to try to be lip reading.
Okay, cool.
I did succeed on my rapport roll. I rolled a 19 on a 30, so I believe that is 2 levels of success.
Yeah. As this is going on, you're able to strike up a conversation with Petronilla as you talk weapons. You're interested in her combat shotgun, which is not something that you would be, it's typical for the enforcers to use. They don't use las guns or anything. That's something for the Astra Militarum. And you bring up conversation about who was that scum that knocked into your charge. And Petronilla is willing to say something because she's just happy that you're filling in the paperwork because you're willing to do that. It makes their life easier. It's you're one less group of people.
The cops made us fill out their own paperwork for them, didn't they?
Yeah, right.
That's what's actually going on here. Oh, geez.
So yeah, Petronilla. Yes, we do have some issues, and the reason for the strict checking of paperwork and identification currently is, as you can understand, to prevent smuggling by criminals like the one which who knocked over your friend here. They're trafficking in all manner of goods and drugs. There's this unsanctioned chemical which is being used, mainly sold to manufactorum laborers. And we're careful that we're maintaining that this drug is not being used and smuggled off-world. That would clearly be a stain upon my reputation and the enforcers here if this was to get out of hand. You say you come from Macaria. Is there any word of gratis there?
No. What gratis? What is that? Can you tell me about it?
Well, we're waiting for full analysis of its nature. It is seemingly a complex chemical, but things take time. Paperwork takes time. The Medicaes have more than enough work to keep them going for a decade. So by the time we find out about the nature of this chemical, I'm sure it'll be already found on a dozen worlds within this subsector.
Well, not if you have your way. And
Indeed,
based on the efficiency here, I'm sure you'll manage.
I like to believe we keep a tight ship here. Well, it seems you've finished signing everything, Adept Scrivener.
Yes, and happy to do it. I always like to do paperwork.
Be careful where you go. The fellow that ran into you, I believe, works for the Vilathi knives. I wouldn't be surprised if, given they will have had a good look at you, they may even think you an easy mark for pickpocketing.
Yes. Well, we'll be sure to stay away from the underhive and seedier parts of this place. As you can see from our paperwork, we're here for very official business.
Yeah, there's a loud thump as Petronus takes up a stamp and finally authorizes your paperwork. Remember next time when you're coming through my checkpoint, so ensure everything is up to date. It will then save us plenty of time going through these necessities. She then looks at Crystal. She then looks over at your character for a moment, because obviously you've got a long rifle.
I do. Yeah, I do.
I hope you have all the appropriate license for that weapon.
Oh, absolutely. I'm part of the protection detail for
Good.
our lovely Scrivener.
Well, after you may leave now. I have work to attend to. And that work seems to be attending to as you hear someone scream, "But I signed everything! I did!" And the sound of a bolt gun going off as the person is executed.
That sounds right.
Brilliant. Okay. So, you leave the spaceport and you find your way moving through the mass of people, slowly making your way to one of the transport elevators, which is large enough to carry maybe 3 or 4 Lehman Russ battle tanks. And
About that big.
Someone closes the gates on it and it shudders into action and begins descending down into the hive. So you're making your way down to the main lower hive where the vast majority of the populace makes their home, where the manufactorums are, all the hab blocks are, and filled within there will be the numerous other facilities. There'll be administorum office blocks where all the various tithes to the Imperium are recorded and double stamped. There's going to be the processing facilities for corpse starch. There's going to be the vast manufactorums that make use of the algae that is harvested on this world, and a plethora of other, factories and businesses for people to attend to. And of course, numerous cathedrals and churches, so that at the relevant time, the mass of laborers can make their prayers to the emperor within the little time they have away from their work. So you make your way down and you're moving through this mass of people. Where do you want to go?
I think we were heading to the safe house, right?
Yep.
Yeah. If
Okay.
do we need to role play that, or can we just kind of go there, grab our stuff, and then keep on with the adventure?
You can go there. Don't worry. You can make your way through. You know where it is. Like I say, you're going to have to mostly get on some like transport tram that again is used to ferry large amounts of cargo and people. As you're going, you'd sometimes see people that are of higher station than the labourers and serfs within the hive, accompanied by various, whether they're Ogrin bodyguards or they've got floating servitor skulls attending with them that have that pulsating sound of their grav plates keeping them aloft in the air. You do go past some shops and markets where people are able to use their meager amounts of credits to buy things that aren't provided to them by the state. And eventually you get to the hostelry, which is a hab facility that is in the lower hive. It's a standard pattern hab unit. It's decrepit, it's centuries old, and hastily cut doors penetrate some of the walls. There's ramshackle metal plates dividing cover it. Some of the what would have been windows are covered up, boarded up, and yeah, it's a pretty great place. And it's you only know it's the hostelry because there is kind of red kind of neon signage which announces what the name of the location. The air is acrid, so those of you that have got plugs, filtration plugs,
Yep.
those basically you shove up your nose and it filters the crap out of the air for you. To get rid of the horrid stench, which is like the smell of I guess like rotting sausages and other gross things, as the air is reeking with airborne acids. There are screams every so often as another worker is mauled by the machinery in the factories nearby, and you see carts pulled away as the days as the day's worth as that day's worth of maimed factory workers are taken away, ready to be used to turn into corpse starch. It's gross. It's horrible.
I wonder how the corpse starch tastes on this planet.
Yeah. Anyway,
Starchy.
Acrid.
so you get to the
No, that's on Ohio.
hostelry, and you open the door. Outside there are people smoking Obscura and other narcotic, just happily smoking or drinking. And inside is a rather kind of like elderly woman. She's got a hacking cough due to the air. Her clothing is a patchwork of robes. Some carry upon them holy icons or have the words of from a holy text kind of printed upon it. And as she's looking over the day's books, she's muttering short prayers to the God Emperor. She looks up as you enter. Yes. Welcome to Thaler's hostelry. Can I help?
All hail the martyrs.
Could you speak up, young man?
All hail the martyrs.
Ah, yes. And on their blood is our Imperium founded.
In their remembrance, do we honor ourselves?
Ah, good. Well, welcome. Welcome to my establishment. I guess I won't be signing you in and taking any payment for you. That has all been dealt with. Right. Well, good. However, for a small price, I can provide you with some fresher linens if you wish for your stay here. And, of course, any food and refreshments, I can ensure it is as clean as can be possible.
I don't believe our patron would appreciate you giving us an unclean room in the first place.
True. But things, there is inflation cost to be maintained, and your patron is not aware fully of everything that comes and goes on this planet.
I would
Quentin,
like
I
the
think we're
clean
being
food.
disrespected here.
Oh, stop. All right. I'm gonna slip her some of my own coin, like just
Great,
a couple.
Okay. Thank you.
I know how the hive works.
Genevieve, such a softie, you underhive.
I will
doppelganger,
cut you.
Right. If you follow me,
This old lady just reminds Genevieve of her grandmother. I mean, right down to
Yes.
the, jamming it to the customers. You got to do that. I understand. Yeah,
Yes.
I get it.
Let me escort you the way to your room. The room is the Alaroon's room. Janelle leads you through the hostelry. You can hear people arguing in rooms. You can hear people moaning in pain. It is not a nice place. The walls are damp. Other places they've been patched together with other materials scavenged from within the hive, and you're led into the Alaroon's room, and once you get there, she motions to the door lock. If you'd put your ring to it, it will activate the decryption, and the door will open for you. And you do so.
Impressive technology. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that. It's... there's you can hear the click of some mechanism, and the door opens. I shall leave you to rest. If there's anything else you require, just please ask. I'm at your disposal to a certain extent. I have lived in this area for a long time.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Have you heard of a group called the Velothi Knives?
Yes.
Oh, the Velothi knives. Maybe. And she just keeps hacking and hacking.
Yep.
As if she doesn't want to talk about them.
Yep.
Do you want to try and get her to speak?
I would, in fact, like to get her to speak.
Okay, make a
Ideally without, like cutting her legs off or anything. But
yeah. So you can try and. Do you want to intimidate her?
Kinda, yeah. I seem like a more intimidating guy than a friendly dude. So.
Okay, so you're going to make a presence intimidation test with a -10.
No, I'm really not. I'm not. I have real bad willpower, but I'll try. I got the absolute worst possible option. I rolled a 100.
Oh, that's a critical fail.
Done.
Oh,
really
no.
Bad. Oh, no.
I think you really want to tell us.
Oh, my eye!
So you corner her, I guess, and you start. What do you do? How would you have attempted to intimidate her?
I think it'd be in your best interests if you told us what we want to know.
Yes, and I think it's in your best interest not to deal with an old lady that has been around the block much more than you, young sir. And you realise, pointed already into your stomach, is a stub revolver that somehow she's had hidden amongst her clothes. Back off, or by thrown, I'll have your guts on the floor in no time.
I will step between the two of them and turn to Quentin and be like, look, you don't know this area. You need to stop.
Trying to get us a local guide.
And let me do my thing. This is not your thing.
Now, if I will leave you to it, and I'm going to go back to my work, and I'd like to hear nothing more from you, young sir.
I will make sure of that. I apologize on his behalf.
Yes.
Remember, we paid for the clean food.
Yes.
Stop it!
With you saying that, you just hear her go, start snorting and hacking.
Yeah.
Yes, clean.
You just made me waste money.
The room itself, when you go into it, is more than anything else, because you were led downstairs, and so essentially it's a windowless room, that is in the basement and is more like a reinforced bunker. Inside, there are some cots which have some, stained bedding, but at least it's somewhere to stay. There are some trunks with ammunition within them, and there is also there are some in another container which is got a you can hear the pneumatics of the pump on it running to keep food inside there chilled. There are some basic rations and water to drink. It's
Cool.
not much, but at least it's secure.
I was gonna say, are we? I'm gonna at least look over to make sure that it is secure, but I'm assuming it's going to be as secure as any other domicile provided by our patron.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right there in the title. It's a safe house.
It's only as safe as you trust it. Okay. So here's the thing about the gangs on the Hive world is that you don't talk about the gangs on the Hive world. That is conversation for off-world. So going around and dropping their names is not good. I'm sorry.
I've heard their name 5 times since I landed here. What are you talking about?
Irissa, what were you going to say?
Of course, Genevieve, we trust your expertise in this manner. I think that Quentin, you should just listen to Genevieve and provide her the backup that she'll need in this case. Remember what the Emperor said about knowing your place.
Quentin sulks.
So the reason why you and I cannot talk about them is because we are not from here. We are not of the people. We are not of the folk here. Okay? So us searching out for specific gangs is going to get attention that we don't want. Okay? So you need to learn to not talk or not ask questions, but to listen and to observe first. Because that is going to keep us safe.
That
Okay?
seems like a horrible roundabout way to do things. I believe you, but it just seems like a very backwards way of doing these things.
Yes, it is, because the Hive is everything but for anything else in the Empire, okay? They do things really differently here. So I need you to take a step back and trust me when I say things like the old lady was offering us a gesture of goodwill of being able to have a transactional relationship when she was giving us the option of sheets. That was her saying, "Hey, are you willing to barter and go back and forth?" Okay? And then when you tried to intimidate her and failed because you looked adorable when you did it. I don't know how that happened. But that blew all of our goodwill with her, and I don't think we can have a transactional relationship with her any further.
But clearly, she's beneath us in this society, and should provide as our patron deems fit.
Okay,
This is what I'm saying.
okay, I get it, guys. I get it. You guys have this whole hierarchy in your head. Erase that. Get rid of that here. You are at her protection, because she could just as easily turn her back and let us be eradicated by the first gang that decides that we were talking too much about them, because she knows that we are eventually going to leave. The gangs stay here. She has a better relationship with those gangs than she will ever have with anybody that stays in this hostel.
Genevieve, I feel as though you fail to understand the true nature of the Imperium of Man, where we all have our particular place. And these gangers are not but those outside of the system that must be, as the Emperor of Mankind wills it, destroyed.
Arissa has a slideshow. I recommend you view it. It's fascinating.
Now, if you'll excuse me, it is my time for my flagellation and penance. I will need 30 minutes for this, and then we can proceed with the rest of the
Oh. I
investigation.
forgot about
That's a
that.
solid Imperial 30
Oh my
minutes. There's no
God.
cutting corners on this.
That's right.
She takes it
Is my
serious.
is my whip here? Ah, good. Our patron has sent it.
You guys
Oh.
are absolutely ridiculous.
Freshly.
So who wants to
oiled.
stay
Amazing.
in the safe house while Arissa is flagellating themselves? Or instead, you could go for a little bit of a walk and just see who else
I'm
is
gonna go
about and just
I'm gonna go
Right.
skulk around and see what shadows I can hide in, and what's up with everybody, and
Good,
see
okay,
if
interesting.
I can kind of reconnect with my hive roots. I'm gonna take off a lot of the stuff that covers up all of my tattoos and stuff like that, which you guys do see now. That she is covered in like hive sigils and hive like prayers and stuff like that as tattoos.
Brilliant. Okay, so you're
So,
going to leave, and you're going to do that, and then you're going to head out
Yep.
out of the room and just see what the local area is a bit like. And
I'm
just
trying to
get a
find
kind
out
of-
more about the red
Yeah,
and see if I can get a first name and see what is kind of in this particular area, what's kind of the vibe as far as like the drug trade goes,
sure.
and just like people in general going back and forth.
And Chig, what's Quentin up to?
Quentin is going to continue to sulk for a half hour because he was not invited by Genevieve to accompany her. So
Nope, you
You're
can
gonna
sit
say
here
that
and watch this.
You're gonna
This is
sit
your
and watch
penance.
Arissa flay her back.
yeah,
Wow.
The Emperor forgives. The Emperor protects.
God, it's terrible. Okay. You Crystal then. Sorry, I keep forgetting your character's name. It's
Genevieve.
Genevieve.
Genevieve leaves the chamber, and you head out into the corridor, going for a walk. And as you do so, you pass some people who are obviously renting rooms here in the hostelry. That all you see a variety of people. One of them is a woman with a scarred face, whose attire marks her out as having been a member of the Imperial Navy. There's also a man with a prosthetic limb, who looks like they work in one of the factories, because they've got some markings on their attire which is related to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Yeah, it's up to you if you wanted to talk to them, or you just want to sit outside, have a look of the area and just take note of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and observe. I don't want to actually spend too much time because I know we have a shorter time schedule.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna spend too much time solo. Just get
Okay.
the vibe. See if I can fill in that name for the red. If I catch anything.
Okay, cool. You head outside, and there's a you head out onto the street, but not too, so you can still see the hostelry from where you are. There's a bar nearby, essentially, which that's got an upper floor to, where you pay for a drink, which is may as well be engine degreaser, but you've drunk worse, and you just sit there watching the street, listening to people, listening to lip reading conversations, hearing enjoying people's arguments, the trading and smuggling and whatever things. It's all nothing really of importance to your mission. At which point you see Janelle step outside as another grotty, tall, gaunt man walks up, and as you watch them speak, and so you can understand what they're saying, Janelle addresses the man. Not a BS. You're never here on time. I'm done my shift is done for the day. You are to. There are 3 new arrivals in room 27. And yes. Where is your friend? His name Regiel. Regiel is he still rents a room here, yes. Why? There's the fellow, one of the 3 here. I was thinking for just a. You may do me a favor. I'd like to teach the boy a lesson. We could rent out Regiel's room for a week, maybe free of charge, if he were to rough up said person. I think that'd be fine for him. He has his friends. Yes, I know he has friends. You need to be careful of who you need to be careful of who you fraternize with. Anyway, I must be going. I must attend to my prayers before returning home. And she saunters off down the street. You watch the gaunt fellow go into the hostelry, and you're there, maybe sat there, take another drink. You've mostly eating whatever food is there is going to be like some vat-grown protein made, vat-grown bacterial protein that's grown and pressed into some sort of thing that amounts to a burger, with corpse starch in a corpse starch bun. It's wonderful food.
Bacteria burgers are my favorite.
Yeah. As you note, someone dressed distinctly in red attire approach the hostelry. It's a synthetic red leather jacket, but quite stylish, almost noble in design. But clearly, is not an up either. Just simply someone that is trying to look impressive, and they enter the hostelry. How long is Arissa flaying herself for?
30 minutes on the dot. Yeah, no more, no less.
Okay, what's Quentin doing? Just sat there for 30 minutes, like, servicing a rifle?
Phrasing. No.
Yeah, sorry. I know when I said that. You are taking apart and servicing your last gun.
Yes. Yes, he is prepared. He's making sure his equipment is well maintained.
Carry on. So what are you going to do after that?
I think Chris killed himself.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. What are you going to do after that? Are you going to stay in the safe house?
Yeah, Quentin's going to stay in the safe house. He's going to make sure that no one sneaks up on Arissa while she's busy doing her thing.
Okay. And Arissa, what are you going to do having flayed yourself?
I'm going to need to apply some bandages or something, so that'll take another couple minutes. Probably got some some pads and other things that go back there, and then I think we're gonna really the only equipment that I think would have been delivered here is probably Arissa's stub revolver. Everything else is pretty legitimate, so she'll grab that, grab a couple of stub rounds, and say, "All right, Quentin, I think it's time we get out there. We contact Genevieve, and we keep looking for more information. Do you have your we have little like communication devices, right? Little like voxes that we can use to talk to each other. Yeah. So I'm not gonna actually talk on the vox bead. There's probably like a series of blips and dashes that we can do to kind of signal like, hey, we need to meet up and discuss things. So I'll start inputting that.
Okay. I would respond with stay in the room till I get there. And I'll head back as soon as that.
Whoa.
But
Quentin, you hear that? She said stay here. Report to safe house is what she said. We're already here.
As I enter the hostel,
taking her vox speed.
Yeah, sure. You enter the hostel. You're in the main foyer. At the desk is Nada Bess, who is almost looks like he's about to fall asleep on his feet, looking over the books. And there's a few people sat in the foyer. The with the stuffing is coming out of the holes in the sofa and chairs. It's pretty grim. Yeah.
Is Red the leather jacket there?
No.
Okay. I am going to try to walk through without being seen by as many people as possible. I know it's probably not the easiest, but like just staying quiet, staying to like the edges of the walls, like by the walls and stuff like that.
Okay.
Walking quickly and seeing if I can catch sight of Leather Jacket, if he is anywhere near our room or not.
Okay. Make a... Let me think. Make a routine awareness check. So it's going to be sight test with plus 20.
I did not make it.
Okay.
I failed by it was a 56 and I got 62.
Okay, fine. You look around, going up and down some of the floors, but you don't find that person. Whichever room they're in, you're not too certain. The only way you would potentially know is if you ask Nedabius about that person. So what are you going to do next? What's your?
I'm going to head back to our room.
Okay, so you head back down to the room.
Yep.
I'm sure you rap upon the door in a particular way, and
one
of the other two can open it.
Were you followed?
Yeah, go for it.
No, I was not followed.
All right.
Okay. So, you pissed off a lot of people.
Who, me?
Already. No, not you. Good. Quentin.
Oh, well, Quentin always does that. I
know, but this is not good. Okay? This is the not good pissing off thing. So couple of things that I've noticed around here. I'm looking for somebody with the tag after their name of the Red. Okay. So, when I was watching, just kind of getting a lay of the land, an individual walked into a hostel with a really well tailored, fashionable leather red jacket. So I'm wondering if that's the person that we may need to be following. They are the one that I am fairly certain is the distributor of that drug.
Gratis.
Gratis. There we go.
Right.
Did you see where they went?
No, I did not. And you need to watch your ass because it's going to get jumped.
Wouldn't be the first time. It's a great ass.
Not that way.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, what are the odds that fellow you're looking for, that we're looking for, might actually just be here? I mean, I guess we can ask a couple questions, find some things out. But if he's dealing in these illicit substances,
we don't ask questions. I learned that lesson.
Okay. Well, we could just Quentin, you two are the muscle. Okay, what do you think we should do?
So here's what I think we need to do. Okay. First off is there's also someone named Reggio, which is the individual that might do the jumping on you. Just a heads up on that one. But I think what we need to do is we need to either do some sort of stealth mission or some sort of undercover thing.
Okay. Well, you
I'm
guys
very
know
stealthy.
I mostly just fill out paperwork, so I'm not really a stealth mission fellow. But if the Emperor's
know.
divinity requires it, I can try.
So you, yes, I know you are a pencil pusher, and I thank you for that because I hate writing and anything that has to do with paperwork. But you also lend a lot more like weight and credence to us as far as a legal standpoint goes. So I think that's why you are here.
Right. Okay, so what's the plan here, Genevieve? It seems like you think that the second we go outside, we're gonna get, or Quentin here is gonna get jumped by the red guy because we're asking too many questions. Is that what you're thinking?
I think we're asking the wrong questions. Not that we're asking too many questions. It's that we're asking the wrong question in the wrong way. So, what I think we need to do is we need to come up with a plan that everybody agrees on, that we're going to follow to a T, where we're able to figure out the information that we need to without getting our asses in trouble and pissing a whole bunch of people off. Okay. So, GM Chris, when I was when I was just observing people, what is the general vibe of the people that live in this area? Like, are they very like community, or are they definitely like you stay on your end, I stay on mine? The only time we ever cross is when we absolutely have to, or some sort of thing in between.
Locally, it's going to be somewhere in between because you've got, because the hostelry is operated by the Administratum as a halfway house for all manner of visitors to the hive.
Yep.
And is a place where labourers get assigned if a hivequake has destroyed their hab block, or if they're new to the area before they get assigned assigned an abode in a hab block. Then there's there are some local like bars and some shops nearby, but like, when I say shops, they're not really shops for the local hivers. They're more for the people that pass through the hostelry and similar. Then there's the hab blocks nearby, which people keep to themselves. There's going to be a local cathedral or church nearby, and then of course there's going to be all the manufactorum nearby. So people, I guess there is some sort of community, which is really just where people help each other out as far as they can, but also people are too fearful of the gangs that operate, so they keep to themselves, attending to their work and attending to their worship of the emperor. They're all
I
pretty
am
downtrodden.
curious. Okay. I have a sneaking suspicion that this Regio person is also the person we're looking for with the red after their name. That might have connection with the specific gang that we are looking for. So I'm
Okay.
wondering if maybe we shouldn't draw them out and handle them. Also, Erissa, do you think that maybe you could kind of stir up a whole bunch of bureaucratic nightmare for this hostel when we leave?
Oh, I would be happy to.
Okay.
That is not that's so easy.
Just kind of as a reminder of like the why of what this hostel is.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So
Can
what
do.
you're saying is, I've already attracted the attention of this gang, and to draw them out, I need to go outside.
We need to come up with a plan first, but yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I hate that you are both right and not right at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna get my silencer or my sniper rifle silencer, knives. What else do I have here? Stub pistol, just in case.
Just putting all the weapons in your pockets right now.
Absolutely.
You're just gearing
While
up.
we're standing here with our one gun.
Well, I have both heavy
Would you like to
leathers
hold my
and
grenade?
light leathers. I have grenades too. I have a smoke grenade. Would you like a smoke grenade?
Only after sex.
Right, whatever. So what's the plan? What's the actual plan?
I think we're gonna try to use our friend Quentin here for drawing out Regio, and hopefully it's the dude in red. And
okay,
I don't know,
so
subdue
Quentin,
him.
are you just gonna go outside and just stand outside the hostelry?
No, I actually.
I think that since you mentioned that there was some shops in the area.
Yeah, we should
Quentin
make
is
it look
gonna
like
go
we're
ahead
actually
and-
doing something.
Yeah, we're going to go on a shopping trip.
Okay,
Shopping
fine.
montage.
So you're gonna go to the nearby, what is the nearby market where people are hawking wares, weapons, rat burgers galore. All of that fun. And there's going to be, when you go there, there's also going to be people looking for employment because they've been, for whatever reason, they've been thrown out of their abode, their hab block, and from the factory they work for. There are going to be imperial preachers who are in the middle of the market, trying to, they're reciting sermons to the God Emperor and maybe trying to recruit people to go on a great pilgrimage. All of that's going on. It is a hive of activity there, as it were. there's the rumble of transport trains nearby, and the air is thick with sweat and as I say, with the smell of chemicals. And you're just walking through, mostly having a look at the strange trinkets that may be on offer to buy. People saying that they're holy relics and so forth. It's all junk, obviously. And as you're doing that, I guess Genevieve is found somewhere to watch this all from afar through a sniper scope.
Oh, absolutely.
Great. And what is Arissa doing?
I guess I'm probably walking with Quentin, because I'm not stealthy at all. But yeah, just looking around like, ooh, wow, is this really Lehman Russ's left toe?
Yeah, right.
It's tinier than I would have thought.
It's his little toe.
As you're doing this, you can make a you can make a awareness check. No modifiers.
Based on no, we cannot. Absolutely cannot. This is the best rat burger I've had.
Yeah, I got. I failed with 3 levels of failure for
I
awareness.
failed with
Right.
exactly 4 levels.
Wow.
Oh, you are lucky I made it.
By how much?
Literally, it's a 36 and I got a 35.
Okay. Good.
So I made it, but not by much.
Quentin and Arissa are completely unaware as you feel, Arissa, you feels a knife in their back, pointed at their back, not in the back straight away. While Quentin, you feel the muzzle of an auto pistol at your ribs.
I hear you've been annoying a friend of mine.
Is all you hear.
Don't turn around.
You're going to have to
Why
narrow
are you
that
looking
down. I
for
annoy a
me?
lot of people.
While this is going on, of course, Genevieve, you can see through the sniper scope, you can see the fellow in the red jacket behind
All right.
Quentin and Arissa.
I'm going to assume that that's Reggio the Red. Okay.
I discreetly turn on my Vox bead so that Genevieve can hear any discussion going on.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been asking a few questions. Maybe you can help us out.
Well, and what makes you think you're in a position to bargain with me? Look, we're gonna head in that direction. Stay ahead of me. Don't look behind you. We're gonna keep walking, and then we're gonna head towards the alleyway on the left, two down on the left. We're going to resolve this issue.
You're making a big mistake if you think you can resolve this with violence. We got a powerful backer who's looking to do business.
Really? Move.
So, are you going to head in the direction?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so, unless
I'm going to
unless
try
someone
to
starts
adjust.
shooting.
Yeah, nope, not yet. I'm going to try to adjust so I can keep sight on them.
Yeah. You get you leave the market area. You're moving towards the alleyway. No one's paid attention to what's going on, so this person in red is being discreet with their weapon and the knife. And you get to the entrance, the alleyway, and you're about to go down there. Keep going down there.
No, I think we're in a good position to talk now. Why don't you drop your weapon? and let's have a little discussion.
What makes you think you should be bargaining with me, filth?
Because our friend has got a sniper rifle pointed at your head right now.
What?
Did you think we
So why
came
not?
alone?
Yeah.
Honestly, do you think this is the first time someone's pulled an auto pistol on me?
Genevieve,
This isn't the
why don't
first
you-
time today.
Yeah. Genevieve, why don't you give him a little warning shot?
All right. Yeah, I'll give a warning shot. I have a silencer, so
Yeah, you can basically shoot at something nearby, like an old drum, a can,
Yeah.
something like that, or
Yep.
a scampering hive rat gets blasted apart. Go on then.
I could
Just make
yeah.
it-
I'll. What?
You fire a warning shot. It's fine.
Good
Don't worry.
eating on that hive rat.
You fire
Awesome.
the warning shot, and the rat ahead of them explodes basically from the shot, and
Perfect.
the man in red's like, "You're not lying." Okay. I think we can. Let's all be calm about this. I think this was all a misunderstanding between you and Janelle at the holstery.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was. But it's okay. It all worked out. Because we're looking for a guy like you. Do you have a
Why are
connect
you
for any
looking
we're looking for a connection to get some gratis. Not for us.
Well,
Our patrons,
Gratis.
our
maybe a
patrons
little
looking
for
it.
us.
Gratis. You want gratis? Why do you think I know anything about gratis?
A tough guy like you in this part of the hive, I think you know some things. I think you might have a little bit on your hands occasionally.
You can make a presence, intimidation, or interrogation test. Because you've set things up with a sniper rifle and shown that he's basically trapped, and you've turned tables on them. You've mostly drawn your pistol as well now at close range on them, or it's ready.
Oh, it's ready.
You can make a roll. You've got the advantage in this.
Okay, well, this is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Derivative System, and we failed with 3 levels of failure. We
Jesus.
skills
on this game are so
essentially,
low.
as you're about to intimidate, you mostly just like fumbling with your, or you the nerves get hold of you, and your stub revolver is just shaking in your hand.
He absolutely pulled the bureaucrat move.
Chig, is Quentin capable at intimidation?
I think that we've learned that nobody in this system is capable at much of anything. But hey, we'll give it the old college try. Holy cow! I succeeded. Oh my god! I got a 14, and my base skill is 27. So that is at least
So you
one
get
degree of success.
One success level, one success level. Brilliant.
One level of success.
Good.
So while I'm
it's
fumbling,
success.
he's got the military discipline, the drill, to freak these guys out even more.
Okay. So the man in the red coat. So you asked about gratis, yeah? Right. Okay. I'll tell you what I know. All I know is those on this level and above, they're paying for it. I don't sell it for cheap. Well, I do sell it pretty cheap, but I got a lot of buyers. They want it, and it makes their lives better. You've seen the conditions people are working under, and I make a bit of coin off it, and everyone's happy. Look, I'm just telling you, don't. Where do I get it from?
Yeah. We got to go up the chain.
Look,
And don't worry,
I don't
we
want any
didn't hear
trouble
from
with you. What's your interest in it? What's your interest in this?
Wholesale supply.
Oh. Oh, I didn't think you were that type of
Perfect.
fella. I guess then, if I tell you the source, we can negotiate some sort of cut for enabling a contract of sorts. You don't seem local, if you get the drill.
Hey, listen, if you want to cut the contract, that means you got to bring us to him direct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right.
We're not giving you a cut just for nothing.
He puts away his knife and his pistol. Okay. Look, let's just sit down. Let's just talk about this. We seem to be all on the same level. I feel pretty happy, at least. You don't seem to be wanting to shut down my business. We're all business people here, right?
That's right. And we understand that you provide a service to these people as part of the Imperium.
Yeah. You seem to be traders, right? We're all traders. Good. Okay. Okay, so gratis, right? This is what I know. There's this gang, right? Deeper in the bowels. They're pretty big down there. They're called the Amaranthine. Pretty new. They're growing fast. So me and the fellas in the knives, you heard about us, right?
Everybody's heard about you.
Yeah, big deal. Big deal.
So, yeah. So we got a deal going with them, and they provide us gratis. We bring it up here. They're as far as gangs concerned, they're a bit weird. I don't want to press them too much. They dress a little fancy for my liking. They try to take over like this the pit. It's like a fighting pit, you know. They just can't get enough of it. They love gambling.
You're telling me they dress fancy, but they're down levels below
yeah, well,
here? Maybe
nobles go
Underhive?
slumming it all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like actual some nobility looking to go down into the hive and having some fun. Anyway, this gratis stuff. We get off them, and they want in return, not creds. They just want lasgun battery packs. No idea why they want them. They don't seem to use lasguns themselves. I see all the gangbangers down there. They're all, all got these shoddily looking stub pistols, but they just want battery packs. And so, hey, battery packs. I can get a hold of battery packs. Because just over there, manufacture them 6,938. I know some people there. We get the battery packs out. I give them both gratis. Everyone's happy. So that's what's going on. So I'm just saying, if we can work out a deal, and like the knives, we're keeping control of the pit, but I'd be pretty interested in also like if we can be in a position where maybe the knives take over manufacture of gratis. It all works out well for everyone.
Yeah.
And
I think you got a great
you're
plan
off-worlders, right? You're off-worlders. And if we can get some of that stuff off-world, start making a bit of a trade there, and get, you know some cold traders, you know some off-world smuggling. You look pretty practiced at it. We can get a good deal on.
You got some connects.
And when we know where they're making gratis and how it's being made, we're mostly going to need to get resources in off-world, or even better, we can then set up manufacture somewhere else, and everyone's happy, right?
Exactly, yeah. Red, this is a great plan. This is a great plan you got. You really thought this through.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for a chance to, get up through the ranks in the knives, and I need to need to expand my connections. And
Yeah, I blip into my Vox that Genevieve should kill him.
Christ. Is that now? You want him dead now?
I think he gave us all the information we need.
Quentin's going to take a small, subtle step back so he doesn't get splattered.
Arissa does not.
All right.
He's into the splatter.
Yeah, I will take some time to aim.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have some sort of sight on the sniper rifle?
It'd be real weird if a sniper rifle didn't have a sight.
Yeah, it must have a
Yeah, I think it does. I think it has a sight on there. Hold on.
scope. Yeah, because it's a long rifle, isn't it?
Yep.
And it's loud
now, dear
and it's
listeners,
two-handed.
we get to learn some of the combat mechanics of Imperium Maledictum.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have a
you're gonna
silencer
be-
for it, so
That's good, yeah, because that would make a whole lot of trouble for you. So you're going to have to make a ballistic skill check. You're
Okay.
going to be aiming. So aiming is going to be we've got combat modifiers on the table here. Aim. So aiming doesn't actually improve the hit. It means you can improve the range up to where the weapon can fire to.
okay.
It essentially also means you may cover ranges more like short range with the rifle. You are doing a called shot though, so I'm just looking for the stat thing. Make an attack. Blah 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 blah. Page 211 is for the full combat rules for this. Let's see. Target a location. There we go. If you do this when you're targeting, you make a melee or ranged attack, and you make it an attack with disadvantage, which means you switch the tens and unit numbers around if it makes your roll worse. That's what it does. If the target's not going to be in cover, they're going to be.
However, while aiming, you can hit a target location without any penalty.
There we go. So yeah,
That's
you lose
that's
that
under
problem.
the aim action on 207.
Good. Okay. So you just need to roll to hit, and in effect, it's going to be like you're shooting at the medium range of the weapon. So I think that means there's no modifier.
Okay.
Let's just see. Yeah, it'll be medium range.
I got a 6.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
Close to a
Okay.
critical. Close.
So you have well, no, a 6 isn't a critical. It have to be a double. Not a double. It has to be like an 11 or a 22 as a critical.
Oh, right. At the
a 1 to 5
auto-succeed,
isn't
yeah.
auto succeed. Yeah.
right.
So the shot goes off. You hit the guy in the head. So you got a 6. What's your ballistic skill?
32.
Okay, so you've got 3 success levels. So the damage of the weapon plus 3 is the damage dealt.
Okay, hold on a second. Damage is 8.
So that becomes 11.
To
To the head. God. Right, so we'll just go through some of the bits of the rules here, because obviously you're hitting a smuggler. They have 13 wounds. They won't have any armor on the head. Now, because you are targeting a particular place, what's it say about that with targeting combat? Targeting, Target. If you target location, action, choose on a success, ignore the unit die to, and that's so you just do that amount of damage to the head. Is there anything else I need to do? We need to determine if it is a critical hit. There are 2 ways to suffer a critical hit. You accrue enough wounds to exceed the maximum wounds, or the enemy scores a critical hit against you. You haven't done a critical hit. So... they're not dead, but they are on the ground, bleeding profusely, stunned by the shot to the head. And yeah, they're at your mercy.
Okay. Are we gonna leave him, or should I? What should I do?
Quentin will mercy kill him with his knife.
Oh no, that's rough, but yeah, you do so. He bleeds out.
Not gonna
throat slit.
Not gonna waste my laser blasts on this guy.
Okay.
And you can always check his pockets. You get some creds out of him.
Yeah.
And, you take his knife and auto pistol.
No,
grab
he's
the
got-
jacket.
Yeah, he's got the jacket. I think we should give this to Genevieve, and I think we need to make a statement to our innkeep. Let her know that Scythia and Scythia's people are not to be messed with.
Oh, I thought we were
No,
going to take
no,
the jacket
we make-
down to the Amaranthites and be like, hey, you guys got a new customer because this one's not here anymore.
Oh, Quentin, you're pretty devious. You're getting good at this underhive stuff.
So what are you going to do with the body?
Here or anything, but what do you mean we're going to do with the body? We're going to leave the body. There's good meat on that.
No,
the rats will
let's-
have a great day.
I was gonna say, drag it over to the side.
Oh yeah, we're
where
at
it's
the
not
mouth of
going
an
to be
alley.
easily
Just
seen. Yeah, and let the rats eat it.
yeah.
Fine. Okay, so you dump the body, and you've taken the jacket. You've taken anything of note, and on the body will be some. In the coat are some battery packs for las guns. That's useful, and also there are some sealed plastic baggies that have inside it. You assume is the narcotic gratis.
Ooh, grab that.
Oh, okay.
You want to give that a try, Arissa?
You also
No.
You also have a key card to one of the rooms in the hostelry.
Oh, we should go back and check that out.
Is it
Who knows what
numbered,
we'll
or
find
you just
in
have to
there?
walk up and down the halls testing every door?
Oh yeah, it's got the number on it, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, definitely grab the coat. Grab everything. Grab anything identifying off of this dude.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
You mean like his fingers, his teeth? I have no idea how they identify bodies in 40K, but
I don't think they care too much unless it's
They will do it
someone
via
important.
identifying tattoos. If they are part of the military, or they're a criminal that somehow hasn't been executed, and possibly if they have dental records or DNA evidence, they might have
well,
that.
I'm pretty sure that the shot to the back of the head that exited through his soft palate was enough to damage those dental records. But
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're going to head back to the hostelry, I guess, and
Yep.
You pass by Nedabius, who is there almost again, just sat in the chair, not paying really much attention. as you walk past, you head to the room kept by the man in red, and inside again it's decrepit. It's nothing special, and you can inspect the room. I mean, it's pretty dingy and grotty. There's a basin, and there are some. There's a cot and there is a table, but there isn't.
Yeah.
Seemingly, there's nothing. No, there's no cupboard. The cupboards are empty, unless you
He didn't
think he's
pay
hidden
for
anything.
He did not
didn't
pay,
pay
for,
for
the clean
fresh
food.
linens. No.
No. So you can make a investigation test, which uses logic at -20 to see if anything is hidden around.
Oh boy. This is not going to be good.
No, you're not the
Oh.
logical one.
Oh, no. I got a 0 and a 7. So I actually succeeded, even at -20.
Wow. Okay. So you pry up from under the cot. There is a loose flooring plate, and inside the cavity are a number of lasgun battery packs. And you look at them, and you compare the ones you took off his body, and they all have the same. They all have serial numbers that trace back to the manufactorum.
Well, that was pretty easy. Anything else in here? Just lasgun packs?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Well, that's what they said that they wanted for that, so take those.
Yeah, I mean, we can bring these down. You can trade for more with these guys, the Amaranthians. We can also figure out who the source is at the manufactorum. That could be another angle in our investigation.
I mean,
Yeah, you could go to the manufactorum.
surely Scythia can get them as many lasgun packs as they want.
I mean,
We don't
that's
have
easy.
to-
You could probably
We don't have to
requisition.
source locally. We can get free
No,
range
no.
lasgun packs or whatever.
Quentin, you could probably requisition from the quartermaster or something. This isn't too hard. Not.
Yeah,
I mean,
that little cash he had there, I go through that in a week.
Yeah, it's. I mean, lasgun packs. These are uncommon, but they're not rare. What could they be planning with them? Are they using them as part of their process, or are they
That's
planning
my-
something?
If all they're looking for is lasgun, my guess is there's something in the lasgun that's making this stuff.
Could be. I'm no Adeptus Mechanicus engine seer, but I can't see what these energy packs be able to bring to a substance like this. Do we have any contacts with any Medicae who might be able to analyze this?Maybe the enforcers have done something. Not that I want to ask too many questions of them.
Well, you do have one place to go to, which is a place where you assume there must be Medicaes there of some form, and that's the Cathedrum of Obligatory Modesty, where that noble
Right.
is recuperating from the narcotic.
We got.
Oh yeah.
That's a great thing that we just recalled. Yeah. We might be able to get in there and speak to the Medicaes that have been treating this noble. I could pose as some functionary with the Adeptus Administratum who's investigating this substance and see what kind of records they have. I'm always good at data collating and that sort of thing. I think that might be a good thing to do just to get more information before we go down into the Underhive. What do the two of you think?
I feel like that's a really good plan for us to start there.
Great. So let's go there. We'll talk to the records management folks, the cogitators and everything. Do either of you want to talk to this noble directly? I know we don't have noble birth or anything like that, or we're not part of the aristocracy, but
I wouldn't dream of approaching a noble directly without being invited. That seems like a real bad thing. You made the slideshow. How could you even ask? Is this is this a test?
Well,
Yes, it is a
Quentin,
test.
sometimes we have to do things beyond the call of duty in service of Lord Perfectus Scythia and the dream that they have.
I suppose that if that's what we have to do, then as the most noble of the three of us here, I could take it upon myself to go speak with Verdum Gullah.
Okay, great. Wait, what do you mean that you're the most noble?
I've seen many nobles, have you?
What?
That doesn't make you noble.
I didn't say I was noble. I said of the three of us, I am the most noble. It's a scale. I'm here. Arissa's here. Space, Genevieve.
It's somewhat
Watch
true.
it.
As the
Again, I will cut you guys.
as the ecclesiarchy states so often, those touched by the emperor gain the emperor's divinity. Those touched by the saints and the primarchs, the saints of the Adeptus Astartes, they in turn have a piece of those that touch them. It so must be as well. Those touched by the nobility have the spark of nobility themselves. Therefore, Quentin is the most noble of us. Did one touch you once?
By
Oh
accident,
my
yes.
God.
Yes. Where did they touch you?
Right here. At the back of his hand. Very sweet.
Yes. Quentin, you have the noble cheek.
You know, he did say I was rather cheeky.
Incredible. Well, I think we have a great plan. Let's go
Okay, so
to the monastery.
you work your way through the hab blocks. You get transportation on, again, one of the large elevators, and it goes up a few levels until you reach one of another level. And when I say a few levels, each level of a hive is 20, 30, 40 stories tall. They are literally levels within which hab blocks and spires can exist. They are massive structures, and so you work your way through again this level past the masses of people there, and eventually reach the Cathedral of Obloquy Modesty. It's a grand and imposing cathedral, a structure that encourages breathless service to the breathless reverence to the God Emperor. It has tall Gothic spires and stained glass windows, which have been long forgotten and are dirty and dingy. And there are these buttresses that support the structure. And of course, though back in the day it would have been maybe a pristine alabaster finish, it has decayed and corroded over the centuries, over the eons. As you enter, and there are many people entering it, there are again queues upon queues of serfs and pilgrims wishing to perform some holy duty here and venerate the Saint Solar Macarius and his glory, his grand crusade in this cathedral. There are frescoes of these great battles on the walls. The arched pot glass windows rise several walls, and there are stacks of scaffolding offset this opulence as citizens are attending to repairing parts of it. And before you, within the cathedral, as a form of worship, many of these pilgrims and citizens are performing endless tasks in an assembly line of sewing together robes
for the Adeptus Ministorum. They're performing worship through work. They're performing the God Emperor's work. They look exhausted, though. These people look exhausted. They are being slapped awake by priests who are walking up and down the aisles with their braziers that are wafting out. Why can't I think of the word right now?
Incense.
Incense, yeah. It is sweat and incense, basically, intermingle. And as the priests are reciting chants to the emperor, so are these workers. They are lost in their endeavor using these needles. And then there are other workers scurrying back and forth, taking away, bringing to them and taking away cloths and completed robes, and bringing more thread to stitch yet another piece of clothing. I guess there's maybe about 1,000 or more people just in this one initial chamber attending to this work on uncomfortable steel benches. And of course there are priests there. And as you enter, one of the priests approached you. Children, citizens, you are here to venerate the God Emperor in creating the most holy robes of his priesthood?
I'm sorry. We are not able to do that at this time, although we respect the grand worship that is occurring here before us. No, we have been sent by the Adeptus Administratum to inquire about a certain noble amongst you who is in your care, one who has befallen from unfortunate consumption of a substance.
Oh, yes. Terrible that one of our elevated sons has been so harmed. Yes. You are speaking of this Vedame Eduardo Gula.
Yes, of course. We require to see the data that you've collected through your Medicaid or other treatments, as well. My friend here, Quentin, though he may seem as though a esteemed member of the Astra Militarum, he is in fact a bit noble himself, and he would like to speak with a nobleman as equals, if it may be allowed.
Quentin, you feel you have been blessed by the presence of one of the God Emperors chosen to lead the flock? Come,
I do feel that way, yes.
come this way. There is let me lead you to this cloister here. And perhaps, why don't you say a small prayer for our suffering Vidame?
Quentin will do so.
Okay, it's a challenging
what do I need
law
to-
theology test
Oh,
to
is it?
recite scripture. But, of course,
Oh, is it?
this is perfect for you, isn't it?
I happen to have lore theology.
Yeah.
Yes. What is challenging? It makes it one level higher, or does it make it?
No, it's just
What's
there's
challenging?
no difficulty modifier on it, so
Okay.
it's fine.
I got a 25 on a 43. I am
Wow.
theologian as can be.
2 success levels. You recite the words of a saint of one of the orders of the Sisters of Battle, about overcoming overcoming disease and hardship. And the priest is impressed. He's really impressed by both your knowledge of it and the fact that you don't recite it in just low Gothic. You know your high Gothic.
See,
You finish your prayer,
told you.
and light a candle and place upon the altar before you. And the priest comes towards you, and with a bit of holy water, he just anoints you a bit with it. That, my son, was beautiful. You are truly blessed.
Thank you. It's only through the divine grace of the Emperor that all that we do is accomplished.
Well, come, follow us. We shall find where poor Vidame rests. You are led through the vast chambers of the cathedral and up to one of the higher levels to a private room. It's small. There's a desk. There's a bookshelf with tomes upon about the cult imperialis, and there, in a cot, Vidame Gula languishes, sweating, murmuring. He is sick, and his face seems sallow, sunken, and his skin almost cracking, and he has a purplish pallor. His hairline is receding, his eyes are unfocused and glazed over.
Oh, I see that you've done much for him to help him and keep him from passing. If I could just have a moment between peers.
Of course. Ask what you can. There's a servo skull floating nearby, and you watch as protruding from the mandible of that skull robot, a array of syringes comes out, and one of them is thrust into the neck of the noble and injects him with some sort of pain, some sort of stimulator, and also something to relieve the pain. I will give you some time, and the priest has also notices the smell in the room and just puts a cloth up to his nose and then just walks out. It does stink a bit of, it's pretty
sour,
nasty in there. Sour, yeah.
Now to give Chig some time here with this guy, I'd like to ask the priest if he can take me to the records room so I can start piecing through what kind of information they've documented about this individual.
Ah, yes.
I might even say, yes, priest, I think you understand that Quentin, as he's touched by the nobles, must have some time alone with this unfortunate noble individual. But if you could, please bring me to the records room, and we can sift through what you have documented so far, so that we may help this individual as much as we can with our off-world resources.
He leads you away to where they keep the records, and obviously you're basically going to find a room that's got like piled high scrolls, papers. Some poor bastard is like literally working through them and transcribing them 20 times over. It's awful. Anyway, as you do that, the rest of you remain in the chamber with Vidame, who is in the bed.
I don't think I'm in the chamber, am I?
Are you not in there? Did you not want to be in there?
I wasn't sure if I was going to be invited or not, because I am low on that totem pole there.
Space.
The pecking order.
You could, if you wish, you could go stitch some stuff together and gain some respect from the priest by stitching some clothes together.
No. I was going to see if I can go skulking about, seeing if I can piece together some information, because I have a sneaking suspicion they actually know what Gratis actually is, and they're not telling anybody.
Okay, fine. Good. Okay. Right. So you're there with Vidame, and he stirs a bit and looks up at you. Why do you awake me?
My lord, I think I have something that'll help you. I know that you're suffering, but I also know that helping you isn't something that's going to happen for free. And Quentin will hold up one of the little baggies of
Oh
drugs.
shit!
So, if you tell me everything you
Gratis.
know about this, yeah, if you tell me everything you know about this,
No,
I'll be happy to share with you.
Oh.
Okay, you can interrogate him because you've got a sample of the drug there. It would normally be hard with -20. This is just going to be challenging, so there's no modifier. So it's a presence interrogation test.
I got a I got a 26 on a 27.
Well, so you've passed. So it's a
Whew,
a
good thing I
yes,
got them
but.
drugs.
So 0 success level, but it's all right. Okay. So what's the first question you were asking?
Tell me everything you know about this. Where's it come from? How do you get it?
Temptation has ruined my mind. Body and soul, I am corrupted by it. Even looking at it as much as I desire it, the much I fear it so. Even here, sheltered in the Emperor's mercy, I can feel my spirit calling out to that substance, that sweet substance. It made everything, every hardship in my life feel like it was my childhood again. I was able to play. Everything was a pursuit of beauty and perfection. And the dreams, the dreams. But if I was to speak of them, the Emperor would surely smite me. I acquired it from the administrator of the Manufactorum 6938. He suffered an accident. At least that's what he said. At least that's what I was told. And that's why I'm here now. I had lost my dealer. How uncouth of me, how pathetic. He said there was someone else I may have been able to get it from. Someone the Red, Regiel the Red. Someone who was part of the Knives.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to get anything from him again. Sorry. Yeah, that's cut off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. However, I'll let you have what I have here. I won't tell the Emperor.
Let me have that?
I'll let you have that. You've done great.
I just hope the Emperor will forgive me.
The Emperor holds infinite mercy for his children in his heart. And I'll give him the little baggie.
Okay.
Don't snort all that in one place. Make it last.
Right. Yep. Good. Is there anything else I can say? No, that's it. That's pretty much it. He looks at the baggie of it and of the drug, and you just watch him begin to open it up and wet a finger with what little spittle he can get from his tongue to dab it up into his mouth to relieve what pain he's in. As you turn away and begin to head out the door, as he takes the drug, he kind of you hear him fall back into the bed from his seated position. And then, almost with a cry,
Please, please, oh, not the visions, not those creatures, not their claws, not my soul. And then he passes out.
Some good stuff.
No. Meanwhile,
back at the paperwork.
back with the paperwork. You're
do I need to
working
make
through
a
it.
roll?
You can make a roll.
Yeah.
It's going to be It's going to be pretty difficult. So I'm going to say it's going to be It's hard. It's -20.
I do have Data Delver, which does help me sift through data real fast.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna bring that up real fast. All right. I'm naturally in tune with the flow of data and recorded information. I read text in half the time it would normally take, so I'm really good at just going through stuff. And I have advantage on tests made to find or retrieve information from a document or archive, whether
Cool.
digital or analog. So that is pretty helpful. Let's see what we get. Looking at my stuff here. What do you think this is going to be? Logic, linguistics,
It's logic.
or Medicaid. Logic, okay. I'm pretty good at that. Looks like we're going to be pretty good with 2 levels of success, actually.
Okay, you have found paperwork records in the Cogitator Bank, and also some printed material regarding the noble's condition and the comings and goings of a Medicaid from the Medicaid facility Agimentum. So you can head to this facility, this Medicaid facility, and further speak to them, because they've clearly been taking samples from the noble in order to analyze and treat his condition.
Yeah, I think we'll have to do that. A little more legwork, but I think it's going to pay out in the end.
Yeah, and that again is elsewhere in the hive, a bit lower on one of the lower levels, because it provides healthcare to the hive workers. What little healthcare it can provide, and I assume you're going to head directly there.
Once we get the team back together, is everyone done here?
I'm assuming my skulking didn't really turn up much.
No, you're just watching tons and tons of pilgrims enter and leave. You can see some of them; their fingers are raw from stitching together cloth.
Okay.
Also, a good number of pilgrims are carted out to be recycled into corpse starch, because they died in the service of making robes for the Adeptus Ministorum.
All right.
If you get one of those robes, it's an extra blessing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
7 peasants died to make this cloth.
I'll make my way back to Quentin.
Yeah.
Well, I have some good news. Did you find anything?
Not really. Other than
I have even better
people
news.
are really dedicated to their jobs. What?
Well, I spoke with my fellow nobleman upstairs. He told me that he received his gratis from the administrator of Manufactorum 6938. Now, if you'll recall, Manufactorum 6938 is also where our friend Reggio the Red, like that alliteration, Reggio the Red got his lasgun packs from. So it all ties together.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
administrator is also clearly selling lasgun packs to the Amaranthites deeper in the hive.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I wasn't able to get much data or information from the records here, but seems like there's a Medicaid facility, Regimentum, down level where they've got more stuff stored. We could probably get some samples, that kind of stuff, more information for Scythia.
Oh, good, because I used our sample pack. Yeah, that's gone.
Wait, all of it?
How many packs were there? I had one.
There was at least 2 baggies of
All right,
this
we still got
narcotic.
Okay, good.
It looks like real good stuff. If you want to try it, I recommend it.
No,
Okay,
No, thank you.
so quick question then.
Yeah.
How far? No. This is in character. How far do you think this corruption is in those planets? Like, is this a concerning amount of corruption, or is this an acceptable level? With
all
how
corruption,
does that be?
all corruption is unacceptable. It must be rooted out and destroyed.
Yeah,
That
that's
is what the ecclesiarchy teaches us. That is what the administratum teaches us. That is what the high lords of Terra declare.
My is yes, that it needs to be rooted out, right? How much rooting have they been doing already with this?
Not much.
Why
Look
not?
at the idleness. Look at the idleness you see in this hive.
But why not? Why haven't they been rooting this out? If we know about it.
You know, now that you bring that up,
Yeah.
my dear friend Genevieve, the enforcer we spoke to was not concerned about capturing or stopping this, but was more concerned with it not leaving the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting thing to consider.
Something that we probably should consider a little bit quicker, I think. We have a sample. We know where it goes. We get off planet.
I think you might be right. I think that we should get this. I feel like we should get more information from the Medicaid, get as much data as we can, and get that to Scythia. They're the mastermind of all of this, and they'll know better what to do and how this works.
We weren't sent to get information. We were sent to get the drugs.
So we just need to figure out how to get what we have off this planet before they start doing something that is going to be planet-wide.
I think Genevieve might be right. I'd still say we should go to the Medicaid, get that extra information. I know we don't want to be poking around much longer. Maybe I can go do that, and Genevieve, you can start figuring out how we can get this off planet, get the sample off without it raising eyebrows with the enforcers.
I have an idea, but yeah, I don't like it. Okay, all right, let's. I don't know if I want to go back. Did we leave anything at the hostel?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. I do not think we should go back.
Concur.
I think we need to figure something out when we're not at the hostel and get our asses off this planet.
Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe, yeah, Genevieve, maybe you can find us, smuggler, transport, anything like that. Get us through security. I'll go to that Medicaid facility.
Wasn't your mission also to really know who's making it so that your patron can
I think we got
take
that.
charge of it?
It's the I think we got the Amaranthites, yeah.
We have a name too, don't we?
Not from that gang. We just have some data about them.
Okay. Okay. Um, I don't think we need to go as far as getting smuggled off the planet. But what I do think we need to do is think creatively. Okay. Question for uh when they're going through and like scanning through stuff when they leave, are they looking more at weapons or are they looking more at like um armor or equipment?
I assume the
Like, what do
robot
they-
dogs are there to sniff for the drugs.
if you don't have the relevant paperwork for what you should have on you, they will bring you in for questioning. So, like, if you've got permits for your weapons and so forth, where you're of the right rank to have such things, then fine. The main, obviously, the things that the enforcers are looking out for are any criminals that should not be getting off world or getting into the planet, and of course anything, any goods, materials that really that are sanctioned or should be appropriately tithed. So yeah, it's fine. You can
Okay.
trade. You can take arms off world, but you're gonna have to pay the taxes appropriately.
Okay. Okay. And that's fine. My thing was that would I be able to use some sort of ammunition to smuggle off how much drugs do we have?
You've basically got a few grams.
A few
You don't need
grams.
much
Okay.
of it to get a hit from it. But also, yeah, like think narcotics like this are going to be, that's why they've got the cyber mastiffs to
Yeah, and
sniff it out.
that's what I'm trying to figure out how to work around.
So maybe you're thinking about this as you go to the Medicaid facility, because that's the next place to go for things. So the Medicaid facility, again, a bit of a journey through the hive, is a building that is a cross-shaped construct. It has the Lord Castix's house crest engraved upon the archway of the entrance. Large echoing stone halls, and within, basically, it's a huge dormitory mainly for those hivers that have been injured. And then there's the east wing for grievous injuries, and the west wing, which is for contagions of the flesh. And the northern hall is for spiritual impurity, so people that obviously have conditions that affect the mind. There are minor annexes for specific Medicaid practices, and moving through past the cots of people who are groaning in pain, there are workers, there are Medicaid who are in stark white uniforms that are soiled from the constant exposure to the many toxic environments, and of course the fluids and blood of patients. So you are going to, I'm sure, try and get the attention of one of the Medicaids there, which will be a member of the Sisters Hospitaller, who, so again, the medical orders of the Sisters of Battle, well, Adeptus Sororitas. As you enter, clearly, being a member of the Administratum, again, you are well spoken enough to get some attention.
Yes. Hello, sister. We're looking for information on the case of this nobleman. We recently visited him at the monastery, and we'd like to request some further Medicaid records. Could you please point me towards your records department so that we can get it? Here's all my credentials. which my
Oh,
credentials are like a scroll that just droops down to the floor.
right, yeah. She smiles and yes, come this way. There's a small chamber where we keep records and where we must analyze such things. We have to be careful of diseases working their way up from the lower hives. After all, we don't want an epidemic leaving this world if that were to happen. There are so many foul plagues
Of
that
course.
could easily spread. Um,
Yes.
so leads you to one of those to that chamber again. There's cogitator banks and there are some equipment to allow the investigation of blood samples and other materials. Beyond it there is another chamber, or at least there are directions leading to a morgue, where they obviously perform autopsies on particular people who have died of strange diseases. And you can start looking at the records or ask
All
her
right.
any questions.
Well, I'm sure as we're walking along, I'll be like, "Oh yeah. I tried to join the Adeptus Sororitas, put in an application and everything, but I never got a call back. So I ended up in the Adeptus Ministratum. It's okay though. I like numbers and words.
Of course. What is it exactly you're trying to find?
Oh, we're hoping to gather information for the Administratum, seeing if there's any similar substances that may have been affecting other worlds. Hopefully, this would, and then I'll just drone on with some really boring things that will hopefully get them to
Right,
not ask
okay.
more questions.
Okay. As you're doing this, and you're beginning to kind of like input in your search criteria, from another chamber, another wing that another annex which is connected to this one, and it makes sense why it's connected to this one. The door creaks open, and from within you hear screaming and the buzzing and whirring of some sort of machinery, and then it goes quiet as the door is closed. You look at the emblem above the door, and it is that of the cog and skull of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Walking in is a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, clothed again in white robes, which are covered in oils and various other fluids, and their flesh on this member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, they have a rebreather at their throat. There's other sensory organs. Their eye has been replaced, and they speak in kind of a distorted monotone with blasts of binary in between. Yes. Why are you accessing my data banks without full permission?
Oh, geez. Okay.
Identify yourselves.
Tech priest. This is
Violish adept. Scrivener.
Yes. Yes. I am data collator first class Grell. Oh, sorry, Arissa. Why do I have Grell there? I'm data collator first class Arissa, and I'm accessing this with the full authority of the Adeptus Administratum.
Huh. Yes. Moment. That it sounds a minute like coming from the adept, the sound of like a modem going off. Yes, I'm Rasimus Beta. Present your information to me. It'd be much quicker. I see you are searching for information on a narcotic.
Correct.
This narcotic is known as gratis in the common tongue.
Yes, that is the vulgar argot.
I could give you the full chemical name for it so far that I have given it in my studies. It's
Yes,
a bloody
please
long.
input it into my
It's really long.
input into my data slate.
How else may I help you? I am busy.
Could you please? Yes, please. Please just input your collected data information on this into my data slate. We'll need it to collate with data sources on other worlds in the Makarian sector.
Do you have a sample of this?
No.
Shame.
Do you have a?
I've only
you have a
been
sample?
able to work upon those who have been victims of this drug. It is hard to analyze fully when it has been absorbed into their system.
Would it assist your research if you had a sample?
Affirmative.
So on my Vox bead, I'm just going to blip out trust ? Sending that to my other two compatriots.
I
Whatever
see
the
you are
Warhammer
using
equivalent of lol no is what you get in response.
Okay.
Scrivener.
Yeah,
I
like-
see you are using an archaic form of encryption there. Yes, I am trustworthy.
Oh shit! He used it. Oh, gosh, he knows. He knows. Oh no, he knows Morse code.
I mean, Morse code is technically binary.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Knows the dits and the daws. We're screwed, you guys.
Yeah.
That leads me to believe you have a sample with you.
That's some sound analysis, but quite a conclusion.
It is logical.
What could you do for us if we were to obtain such a sample?
I could perform a full analysis of the makeup of the narcotic. That could provide information of where it is being manufactured.
Yeah, we could use those clues to figure this out. Could you give us a few moments on your chrono piece for me and my associates to discuss our options moving forward?
You have 2 minutes. That is almost an age for someone like myself.
Thank you, Tech Priest. Okay, I'm going to scurry off to a corner. All right, team. I know we were trying to get out of here with the sample, but I think we're probably going to have to give this guy all of it just to be able to process, which means we're going to be stuck here until we can get more of it, get more answers for Scythia. What do you think? Give it to him or not?
I mean, we know where and how to get more, so sure.
Yeah, you're right. I was just hoping to get out of this place before things get too dicey. It's never easy in our work, is it?
And I mean, if the tech priest can tell us how it's manufactured, then we might not even have to bother the amaranthites. So,
yeah, this could be a good transaction. Genevieve, you're pretty quiet over there. What are you thinking? You always got a good sense of this stuff.
Because I'm thinking that we need to leave. We need to go. I don't think this is a good place for any of us right now.
Okay, this isn't helping. We got Quentin on one side, Genevieve on the other. I'm sitting here in the middle.
I mean, he already knows that you have the sample, so you might as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, gosh, I hate dealing with the Adeptus Mechanicus. Let me tell you, they're just...
The priest
Dudes,
pipes up.
what are you talking about?
He can still
Time
hear
has
you.
expired. I require a response.
All right.
I'll
Quentin,
let
you
you
got
make
it.
the call, girl.
Quentin, you got it. Hand it over. I just hope this works out.
Mr. Tech Priest? Sorry, I didn't catch
Violish
your name
adept,
earlier.
guardsman.
Yeah, that. I got a sample for you. Took it off a guy
A
that attacked me
mechadendrite
earlier
snakes
today.
out from under the priest's robes.
Hey, whoa,
snapping.
whoa, whoa. It's this little baggie right here. Just
Give it.
drop it, catch it. Yeah, it's all yours.
Please wait.
I take
And
it
he
back, or
shuffles
you were
off
right,
back
that guy's
into his
freaky.
annex. It takes about 2 to 3 hours for the full analysis to be performed.
Remember when he told us that 2 minutes was an age for him? This must be just interminable. Oh my gosh. We've been here for hours.
Though, in that time frame, you are, without even asked, a meal is brought to you. And some recaf. So you've got coffee and food has been provided by a servitor.
It's a servitor? Oh, jeez. They can't talk to them. I'm hoping to find a place where I can do my flatulations.
I'm sure
it's the same day. How often do you need to do this?
It's filled with Adeptus. Anytime, listen, idleness leads to heresy. If you're sitting and waiting, you gotta do something.
What do you do? Something. Go sew.
We left there. That's a while ago.
Yeah.
The doors to the tech priest's chamber opens up, and again you hear some screaming of whatever poor soul inside has been turned into the next servitor. And Erasmus Beta comes forward. I've performed the analysis. I can recite it in, it would be slow, but I can recite it in low Gothic. But I will also provide it on your data slate if you have one.
Yes, I do. Thank you. I will probably not understand a lot of what you're saying. Can you give me the simplified version?
Yes.
For mundanes such as I?
I will give you a brief overview. So, the contaminants in the drug suggest that it is produced somewhere in the lower hive, in the bowels, the underhive. There is a significant amount of algae, locally produced algae, in the sample. Furthermore, and this worries me somewhat, it is also curious. I was expecting some biological contaminant of things native to this world, mainly the algae. I was also expecting other contaminants from industry. All these contaminants, of course, do exist in my database, are expected. After all, we must check the quality and purity of things such as the algae that we ship as a food substance and corpse starch. However, the drug shows signs of Xenos origin DNA.
Whoa. What form of Xenos?
Unfortunately, it seems a manufacturing process is such that the strands of DNA are not complete enough for me to make a full assessment. They are fragments.
Is Xenos? Excuse me, Tech Priest. I only know so much about Medicae and other such matters. But is it Xenos plant form or Xenos animals?
I'm unable to determine from that.
Okay. Well, thank you. Did you detect any manufactured substances related to las gun energy packs in this?
No.
Okay.
You will realize that
bad. Very
because
bad.
of this, I will be making a report to my superiors within the Adeptus Mechanicus. This is a serious situation.
Oh, absolutely. I would hope that you would report this. Xenos contamination here on this planet. Dreadful. Dreadful. Um,
I would, given my requirement to perform this report, I would be grateful if you, in your position, to find out more about where this is produced. I can provide compensation.
Compensation something. Um, okay, we can go find that out.
Let's get on that. Yeah, let's go check that out.
Yeah.
And we're going to end the session there and this actual play for now, because I've gone on for a good amount of time. So we've got a good cliffhanger. That pretty much gets us about halfway through the presented story. There's other places you could have investigated and spoken to. You mean we didn't go to the Manufactorum. There's stuff yet about the gangs and places like that you could go to. But yeah, you've pretty much you're on the trail. So quick debrief and we're finished there. How are we finding it?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's just typical Warhammer Fantasy roleplay.
Yeah. It's really easy to, because we already know that system. We played a lot of Wolf-Rip before. It was really easy to just slide right into Imperium Maledictum. So I really enjoyed that.
I also enjoyed that. My only complaint is that the skills are ridiculously low. I don't have a single skill that even my best skill, I'm not going to succeed half the time without modifiers.
Yeah,
so.
But I mean, I think the point is that often you're not, because the way the skill setup works in this game is like, if it's something that's routine, you're never you're not expected to roll a test to do something that your character finds as routine. It's only if there's a risk at failure that is important you make a roll. The other thing is, because of the way that combat works, like Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, it's based upon success level. So even if you fail at your combat roll, so say if it's an opposed test and you're doing melee versus melee, you're in a sword fight. Even if you fail on your weapon skill test, say you fail and you got like -2 success levels, so long as they fail worse, so say if they only succeed, they fail by 3 success levels on their roll, the net result for you is 1 success level, so you still win. So the way combat works is about, you'll fail, you'll roll likely, but it's about not failing as badly as your opponent, because that's why success levels are important.
Yeah, and we're basically playing like sci-fi Call of Cthulhu, right? So our investigators are not very competent. That's a good way to look at it. So if you survive,
Quentin was very not competent. You're correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the lore and the fact that we went to a hive world this time. So I don't think we've been to a hive world yet in any of the stuff that we've done.
I think we did stuff when
I can't remember if we were or not.
Yeah, you did when we did Dark Tides for Wrath and Glory.
Oh, did we?
That's a hive world.
Yeah.
The last hurrah was on a hive world, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think obviously the way this is set up is there's a lot more worlds to explore.
Yeah, certainly, and definitely with this adventure, which I believe Chris is from the core book, correct? I don't know where this is going so far. It can go in any direction.
This is from a PDF they put out quite shortly after the book came out. So this is This is Chemical Burn. It's a part of a series that is the Rokarth Adventures. So they're all going to be set within that same hive city. So there's that. I think already it's suggestive that there's obviously conspiracies that will take you off this world to other worlds.
And yeah, it's. I mean, I would say that there's not. Again, this comes back to my point that you can still run a story like this in Wrath and Glory quite easily. The difference is that game is more set up for you to go, and then shit hits the fan, and you're killing cultists in droves with your bolt gun. This is shit hits the fan. You pull out your little stub pistol and hope you can kill that ganger before they hit you in the face. That's the difference of level of action. This is much more gritty and in the gutter kind of thing. But I mean, what also I find telling with this, and obviously having written on certain stuff that's related to it, I think it's quite telling by how much stuff has come out between when Wrath and Glory first came out and now, because there is so much influence within this from things like, Necromunda has such a huge impact on writing this type of stuff.
Sure.
And things like Darktide, the first-person shooter, which you're in a hive world, and so the ease of understanding these worlds and the depictions of them is like it's pretty easy. It's pretty good. And there's some cool skills. Yep. Lip reading. Lip reading's brilliant in this game.
Like, that was fun. I like doing that type of stuff.
But yeah, I think I happily continue running that. I'm eager to see the starter set, because technically the scenario and the starter set can link up with this one to create a campaign, as it were. And then also nice. There's in the back of this thing here, there are some what they call case files. They're very short scenario descriptions. So obviously you're going to have to do a lot of work to turn these into an adventure. But, the outline is there, the overview is there. And once you've seen one adventure like this, you can fill in the gaps. And the other thing I'll say about this, you don't have to roll dice too often. Like, we've rolled literally about 5 or 6 times throughout, which is how I like playing.
Yeah, that's really nice too.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Any last words?
I like it. And we'll see. Maybe we'll play this again on a live episode. Maybe not. But we'll definitely move on to doing some other deep dives in the near future. So really excited about that.
Yeah, we'll be running. So the next deep dive is going to be a completely new game. So all change. Yeah, I need to do some editing of the intro video to it to get it done up and looking nice. And obviously, if you're watching this and you see some camera changes or anything, it's because we had some technical issues that will be edited. That have been edited out to make things as seamless as possible. So if you've enjoyed this, go to Dark Days Radio on the podcast, the YouTube, go to come over to our Discord at Dark Days Radio for all our social media. If you want to ask any further questions or suggest games you would like to see played and how stuff works rules wise. I think we covered most of the rules in this, or at least we gave a good sampling of what you're going to do most of the time. We didn't get heavily into combat, but it's not that difficult. So that's it. So thank you the team, for playing, and thank you for watching, and we'll be back with more in a few weeks' time. So goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.